for the night doodles. And I just want to say thank you to everybody who's here, who've been in this 2 days of the Mekashkesh festival. Today we started at 6 p.m. Yeah, pretty tired, gotta say, true. And but I will come back before I think in like 20 minutes. And what I wanted to say. So Yali is here, and yesterday you did the night doodles in Hebrew from Jerusalem. Today it's gonna be from not from Vienna.
Salzburg.
Salzburg. Sorry, I always forget.
It's not a problem.
And fun fact about Sabrina, she play classic music.
I do.
Right.
Yay.
That's why they call it fun fact. And yeah, so I'm gonna come back in a few minutes. Now, this is you can start. I don't know. Yeah, if Yali or Yael want to say something before, I'm gonna leave and some stuff here. So enjoy and see you later.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Yali, do you want to say something?
Just I'm going to say shortly, thank you for everyone who came here, and thank you, Sabrina, for hosting this nightly doodles. I'm very excited, and it's really fun for me also because now I get to just do the sketching and not the talking. So good luck, and yes, and you are free to start.
Okay, thank you, Yali. Thanks for having me. Thank you for this opportunity to be here. It's a great honor for me. Yeah, welcome to every one of you out there, wherever you are, wherever you're watching from. I'm in Salzburg. My name is Sabrina Hassler, and I'm an illustrator and artist from Salzburg. I'm just gonna shortly introduce myself and then we're gonna go into sketching. I think that's what we all came here for, right? So I started illustrating about 2.5 years ago. I work mainly for advertising agencies and publishers, but I also do private commissions sometimes from time to time. And I don't have an illustration degree, but I finished art school in 2013, I guess. And I did other education in between. I studied to become a primary school teacher and a music educator. And then I came back to illustrating and to art. And so I decided to become an illustrator, and since 2.5 years, that's what I've been doing. So I think it worked out quite nicely for me. Okay, and today's topic, I thought about something that I have been struggling with for a long time. Because I have been doing lots of private commissions, as I told you before, I often use pencils for this, and I have been drawing huge animal pencil drawings. If you have a look at my Instagram account, you can see the pencil drawings, and I really struggled with drawing fur at first. So I had to come up with a strategy to make it easier. So drawing fur and drawing hair is going to be today's topic. Yeah, I think let's get started. I have a little presentation prepared. I think that should be it. So yeah, here are just a few of my drawings I've done in the past few years. I've been drawing lots of furry animals. So, oh, that's the wrong one. I'm sorry. Here are some close-ups. And as you can see, there are lots of different types of fur in this selection already. So short bristly hair with a pig, for example, and long wavy hair and a messy hairstyle on the right top side. This right one, the Highland Cow, was a particular struggle at first. Was really a challenge for me to do, because I looked at the photo and I thought, how is anyone going to be able to draw such a mess? And yeah, so I had to come up with a way to simplify this. And that's what I tried to do here. So I have lots of different photos on the left side with different types of fur. And on the right side, I tried to simplify my motifs and find different simple, easy patterns or lines or abstract shapes that will make it easier for me to sketch out the drawing. So, for example, in number 5, let's take the middle. It's a Highland Cow again. I just try to find as many abstract shapes as I could to simplify my motif. And this will function as like guidelines, in fact. They won't be visible in the finished drawing, but it's much easier to start with guidelines if you have nothing on the paper and you are, I don't know, you have to draw like a complex hairstyle like this one. So this is what I want to show you today. I want to say that my goal for today is that you learn to draw a pattern of a simple kind of fur, and you apply it to anything that you want, any object that comes to your mind. So you should be able to cover like a water bottle with fur. And you don't have to look at reference photos anymore, because you now memorize the pattern and you can apply it to anything. So that's the overall goal. So let's see how we're going to manage that. Here's another thing that I want to point out. If you look at hair from the side, you'll see that especially long hair tends to form groups and clump together. So all these kind of groups and clumps of hair, they act like they are objects, and they catch the light, they have highlights, and they also cast a shadow like normal objects would do. And that's how you should think about drawing hair. Like don't try to draw every single hair individually, but see them as groups of hairs, and yeah, let them be like objects, to be precise. I hope this makes any sense. Yeah. So before I go into drawing, I want to tell you what materials I'm going to be using. It's just going to be normal pencils, ranging from HB to 6B, I think. That's the kind of pencils I'm using. I'm also going to use a mechanical pencil, but that's not a necessity. It's just nice for precise lines. I'm also going to use blending stumps. These are made of rolled paper, but if you don't have anything like that at home, it's not a problem. You can also use cotton swab or scrunched up tissue will work just as well. I use this for smoothing out lines and blending graphite. It makes things easier. So don't worry if you don't have that, just take a cotton swab. And this is my most important weapon for drawing fur. These are eraser pencils. They have like a tiny eraser here on the top. And this is so helpful for erasing individual hairs. So if you don't have an eraser pencil like this at home, I'd highly recommend you buy one, because it's really helpful to have one. If you don't have one today, don't worry. Maybe you have like a kneaded eraser, like this. It's like Play-Doh, and you can bend it into any form you like, and you can erase like very fine and thin lines with it if you bend it like that. So that's a possibility too. And if you don't have a kneaded eraser, you can always carefully cut out a small piece of a bigger eraser and use this for precise erasing. If you don't have anything like that, just take a normal eraser and maybe make your drawings a little bit bigger, so you don't have to be as precise maybe. Okay, so now that we have the materials, I think we can start with the first exercise, which is, I'm gonna make this big again, to draw 3 boxes with different fur patterns. Maybe we're just gonna do 2 for a start. And you're very welcome to draw along with me. I'm gonna do it step by step. So you can just join me or do your own patterns. It's as you wish, like you want to do it, it's fine. Okay, I think that should be good. I hope you can see it. So I'm just gonna draw a few boxes. And this doesn't have to be very neat. This is my first one. I think I'm gonna go for a long hairstyle here. And for that, I'm first gonna fill this whole square with a thin layer of graphite. And also go in different directions. Don't have to be neat, because now we are going to take a blending stump or maybe a tissue, whatever you've got, and blend all this a little bit and smooth it out. You can instantly see how this looks so much better. Okay, now I want to go in a little bit more at the bottom and at the top. Okay, and blend this out again. Like that. Now I'm gonna take one of my eraser pencils. As you know, you can also use different kinds of erasers or even a bigger one to make a highlight here. I find it easier to do it like that, like filling a form and then erasing out stuff. I don't know, because I think it's quicker and it's intuitive, more intuitive, I think. So I'm gonna give this a little wavy style. Can you see that? I think like this. And I think you can see how easy it is if you have a pencil eraser like this. Eraser pencil. Okay. So I forgot to jot down the second step, which was blending. Now it's erase. And for the next step, I'm gonna draw in some line, or maybe hairs, some alongside this flow that I already established, like this small wave that I've got here, and also some lines from the top, pointing down. They don't have to be all in the same direction. Hair never does that, really. But yeah, just a few lines from the top, and then a few lines from there, like that. Maybe something in between. And I'm gonna take my blending stump again and blend this a little bit more in motions going in these two directions. So from up to down and the other way around. This will emphasize the highlight in the middle a little bit more. And actually the next step would be shadows. So just take a pencil that's a bit darker. I'm gonna go for 6B. And now try to imagine where these bunches of hairs, wisps of hair, would cast a shadow. So they are very thin wisps of hair in this example, but they still are going to cast a shadow. And it will most certainly be somewhere down there, like this. There are going to be shadows. By the way, the shadow is often a shape like this, like an upside down V. So, trying to do that here. Okay, and maybe a little bit more darkness up there. Just some very small individual lines. Okay, and what I like to do as a finishing touch is draw some hairs that don't follow the general direction. Just go in an opposite direction, somewhere where you want them to go, because adding a few stray hairs like this will make it look much more natural. Okay, so I think that is the first pattern done. I think it will be quite easy to remember, I hope so. Then let's do another one. I'm gonna draw another square box. Almost square, doesn't matter. And I'm doing the same. I'm gonna fill this first with a light layer of graphite. And go in the opposite direction. Blend it all together. Like this. Nice and smooth. So this was the second step. And then I'm going to draw some, like a pattern, like the one we saw before, in the Highland Cow hairstyle. So this is going to be a messy hairstyle. And I'm gonna start from the middle, I think. And I'm just going to draw in some shapes, abstract shapes. Maybe these are going to be shapes like this or shapes like that. Oh, you can't really see that now. Or even shapes like this. You can let your imagination go wild and draw anything you can imagine. So this is totally free. Yeah, I think it's even funnier if they go in many, many different directions, like this or that, and a smaller one and a big one. There are no limitations. They can also go underneath somewhere, maybe here, like this, and some lines will go in this direction. I think that's enough for now. I'm now going to take my eraser, and what I'm going to do is the highlight section is almost always going to be in the middle of a shape like this. And so I'm going to highlight the middle of every of these shapes. You just try to imagine where the light would hit the hair, and maybe you can see it in this PDF a little bit. I think you're familiar with general shading rules. So let's do this. Let's erase some highlights here. Like this. Maybe something up here. Yeah, maybe here. Down there. Okay. Now something between. And what I'm going to do next is I'm going to sculpt every strand, and you can have a look at this. I'm going to draw some individual lines towards the middle of the shape, like this, and also on the other side. And every stroke, every pencil stroke should follow the general flow of the hair. So preferably in this direction almost. I think you get the idea. And the more strokes we're going to add, the darker it's going to get, and the more contrast we're going to get. So this is what we're going to do in this example. I'm just using a normal HB pencil, by the way. Don't need anything special. Okay.
Sabrina, I'm just telling you that you got a comment, wow, and this is so cool and it works so well from Clemens.
Oh,
Yeah, just
that's
to
nice.
cheer
Thank
you up that we are with you and we are working hard to follow your steps.
you.
So yeah.
Thank you. Thanks for telling me. Yeah. It's good to have a few tricks like this so that you don't have to think about, I don't know, looking at references, because you just know that you can draw hair in a few ways because you memorize how to do it. That's really nice. Okay. I think that's about it. And now we can add some more shadow. Especially at the roots of the hair. Don't add more shadow at the tips of the hair, but at the roots, so where they start to get some more contrast. And yeah, this will make it even more three-dimensional, I think. And it's fun sculpting away and just repeating the same task over and over. I think it's really relaxing. Don't know if you feel like that too. Okay. I think that's enough for for this kind of purpose. And what I want to do now is just gonna go to the next slide. I want you to apply a pattern of your choice to any object. So it could be like a geometric shape or some kind of like a ball, like I put it here. Or it could be anything, like maybe you're familiar with Merit Oppenheim's work. She made this funny furry cup. So you can choose any kind of object. I'm curious what you come up with. And I think I'm gonna go with the ball for now. Maybe up here. I've got some space. And I'm going to apply this pattern to my ball because I think it's really funny. I like that. Okay, so let's sketch a circle. I'm not one of those people who can sketch a perfect circle from scratch, but that's not important now because we are going to cover it up with fur anyways, so it doesn't matter. Yeah, I'm just going to repeat the same steps that I did down here. I think, yeah, well, I'm going to leave it like that so that you can see the steps. But I'm doing it exactly the same. I'm filling in my circle. With graphite. I am going to blend it. Actually, for a bigger area like this, it's nice to have a tissue because it's so much faster. It can be so much faster. Just like that. Okay. And for this circle, I want it to be a ball. So it has to be three-dimensional. So I'm imagining a light source from this direction. So there will be a shadow on this side of the ball. So I'm just going to give this ball an overall shading first before I go in with my furry pattern and blend it again. That's nice. That's enough for now. And yeah, the next step would be draw the pattern. And in this case, because we have a three-dimensional object, a ball, you want to think about gravity maybe, because hair is going to be pulled down by gravity. So keep that in mind when you're drawing your hair. Maybe it's gonna be pointed upwards at the top. Maybe some smaller shapes, and some bigger ones. Something going underneath, maybe. And a messy one. You get the idea. Just some shapes that come to your mind. And anything is possible. Again. Rocks. This is so fun because you don't really have to think, you just draw what comes to your mind. Okay. Maybe a wave. I'm so excited to know what you guys are drawing. Can I see that? Or maybe later. Yes, you want to show me? Oh, wow. Oh my God, it's amazing. Wow. Oh, it's perfect. You draw the mug. So nice. I love it. Okay. And I imagine that the hair is going to be pointed in this direction at the bottom. But yeah, that's just in my imagination. Okay, now in the next step is erasing. So my light source is coming from up here. So obviously the right side is going to be much brighter than the left side. So I might not even draw lots of highlights on the left side, but even more on the right side. So I'm going to concentrate on these parts here. This one is going to be bright. This is going to be bright as well. And also, as further as I go down, there's not going to be much light reaching any of the hair. So I'm going to be like concentrating on this upper right part here with my highlights. Okay. Let's take a pencil. I think I'm gonna go with this one, and now try sculpting every strand. Just like we did in the first exercise. If you already finished with yours, you go ahead and do another one. Maybe I'm just very slow, but maybe it's the time of day. Okay. I like it when I see that everything is coming together and suddenly looking like a real object, like three-dimensional, and starting to look like real strands of hair. I love that. I think I'm gonna go a few steps ahead and finish this one so that I have a finished ball at the end. I don't know if you need this as a reminder. Maybe I'm gonna leave it here so you can still read this. Okay. Got the shape ready. I think I didn't shade this before, but doesn't matter because now I can skip the erasing and just go in with my sculpting. Start with that.
Can I add something that I
Yeah.
am thinking? I have random thoughts while doing this exercise, and it's a great exercise, by the way.
Thank you.
I was thinking it's very similar to the experience of learning to drive. When you start and you feel like this is so many details that I have to remember, and you feel like it's intimidating and scary even to start driving with all the knowledge that you need to have before that. But by the time you practice it and repeat that, it's a matter of repetition that gets you to a point that someday you will be able to drive and relax during driving. So I think this is what happens when you get this technique and you master it. You become very relaxed by doing it, and it's really good for the spirit to have this skill, just to know that you can do it for meditation and not only just for the matter of drawing.
Yeah, exactly. That's what it feels like to me when I'm drawing like a huge Highland cow. After a few minutes, I feel like I'm meditating.
Yeah, usually you imagine artists doing this kind of rendering, that they are, you're surprised that they had the patience to do all of that hard work. But
Yeah.
now I get it. Now I understand why you become so skillful with that ability to render.
Yes. Yeah, it can be so peaceful.
Yeah.
Of course, there has to be a creative process too. Maybe rendering is mostly just the last part of creating something, but I really enjoy this last part of rendering. Yeah.
But do you find yourself starting out your drawing with rendering and then continuing during the process to have the idea?
No, I think it's the other way
Okay.
around. I mostly start with an idea and do some rough sketches, like most of you guys do as well, maybe, I'm guessing. And then when I have established my idea, my sketch, I go in and start with the rendering, and I think it comes as a little bit as I go, but I think the idea and the creative process is first, and then it's the rendering.
Okay.
Yeah. How is it when you create?
I think it's a combination of both. I like to try different ways all the time. For example, in this exercise, I didn't know I was drawing a hairy banana.
Oh, really?
Until after I started doing this technique. Yeah, it was coming, but yeah, it was coming to me during the shading part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. How funny. I love it when that happens.
Yeah.
I'd love to see that banana.
Yeah, I can show you.
Oh. Oh, wow. Oh, cool. Oh my God, it's so cool. It's so nice. I love it. That's so cool. Okay. So I think I'm almost done with this. At the very end, what I like to do is take my blending stump again and like smooth out some of these tips, because this makes it look very fluffy. If you have like smudged smudged lines on the outside, this will make the ball look even fluffier. And I also like to add some stray hairs on the outside, something like this. Maybe I can also add some stray hairs on the inside. Maybe here. Some of the stray hairs might even have their own small shadow. Like that. Like that. Okay. Yali? Do you know how long we've got?
Oh, I think it's already 10 before 1, and so yeah, we should start wrapping it up soon, I think, because I think people would like to go to sleep soon.
Yeah.
So it won't be too late, but I see everyone is so focused and enjoy working. So if they don't mind, we can
go on.
Yeah, but I was really wondering about it. How do you know when you're getting this final drawing? How do you know that this is like the moment to stop touching it?
Yeah, that's very complicated. Sometimes it's a very good question. It's difficult to know when to stop, because at some point it doesn't really get much better. So I don't know, after a few hours of drawing, you reach a point where it's almost perfect, but you can go on for hours and hours and it's only going to be maybe 5% better in the end. So I think it's important to find or get to know where this point is, and stop right there, because you tend to lose yourself in this rendering process, which is not always a good idea. Especially if you're doing like commissioned work, it's very bad, because it can take hours longer, and in fact it's not that big of a difference in the end. I'm still struggling with this sometimes. To stop. But I guess it gets better with practice. And
it's also good to have deadlines from clients, you know, so that's they are deciding when you should stop.
Yes, that's
they
true.
decide for us.
You just have to be finished by then.
Yeah,
otherwise it's gonna take I don't know, endless time. But maybe after some time you stop aiming for perfection, because you realize you can never reach it.
Perfection is overrated.
Yes, it is. Highly overrated. But also you get a lot quicker with time, with practice. As you get in everything you practice, you get quicker with time and better. But it's still a struggle.
And do you find drawing nature, like trees and leaves, like same practice, or like what we did today, or is it different?
I don't know what you mean exactly. When I draw nature and trees like that?
Yeah, because this really, especially the shading part, really reminded me also the way you approach when you draw leaves. So when I think that it's the same shading technique, maybe not with the hairy part, but more with the fact that the middle is a little bit has more light than the roots. And yeah, I think we also have plants on our heads in some way.
That's a nice thought. I like that. Yes, it probably is kind of similar to shading any object that is like organic. If you know what I mean, biological objects. Yes, I think I'm just following some general shading rules, and breaking down things into shapes, and I can do that with every motif. No matter if it's nature or something like this hair.
I don't know what that noise comes from.
Yes.
Someone didn't mute himself, maybe.
Now? Yes.
Oh. Hey, Shachar.
Hey, what's up?
You're back.
That's crazy, Sabrina.
Is this the sound is from your place?
Oh, you hear the sound?
Yes.
Oh, okay, sorry. Wait. Move.
Yeah, much better.
Yeah, it's gone.
Okay. So now Okay. How does it did with two cameras? How does it work, Sabrina?
What?
That you showing like so you're doing screen share?
No, I am using OBS Studio. I don't know if you've heard that.
Yeah.
It's very practical. You can install different cameras and decide where they have to go. It's very nice. I can change to the presentation or just the webcam.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, we should have something like that too.
Actually, yesterday we tried to do with OBS, but it failed.
Really?
Computer did, so we didn't use it. But maybe you need to teach me what
Yeah, it works for me.
went wrong for us. So what's the camera above the? This is like a GoPro or something like that.
No, it's just a webcam. I think you can see that the quality is not very the best. Yeah,
Cool.
but I just have two webcams. I borrowed them.
Nice.
Yeah, they do the job.
So how can I ask question meanwhile?
Of course.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So you said you had a lot of clients this time of the year. How is it going right now?
How is it going in Austria?
Yeah.
Not so good. Actually, I think Israel is doing better.
Really?
Yeah, because well, it's all a big mess. I think here the infections are not really going down, and maybe skiing was a little problem in Austria.
Right.
You know, many people come here to ski and for their winter holidays, and so this was kind of stupid because shops had to be closed, but there were hundreds and hundreds of people waiting at the ski lifts. And yeah, maybe that's where some of the infections took place.
Right.
Yeah, and we're still in lockdown. I don't know how it is for you guys. Do you have a lockdown right now?
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Although it was supposed to be actually exhibition after the festival and everything, but with the lockdown and everything, it's really not possible to do it. Like we try to do something with an hotel or something, but doesn't. It's not the same and really difficult this area of here to do something like exhibition when people need to come and see your work and like, feel it. So yeah, it's very difficult too. So, but I guess thanks to internet, something like that.
So that's why you came up with the festival idea.
I guess, yeah, I guess that was part of the thing, like to give, some arts and design to people in Israel, in the world, and for the creators too. They have a stage and they could talk and like show what they're doing this year, how they're going through, and yeah, that's actually one of the reasons.
It's such a good idea to do it, and I bet it was received very, very well. Did you have good comments? I bet on the
actually great feedback, and
yeah,
the people are very nice, and and it was it was very fun. Like say, oh, we need another one when COVID will vanish or something, to do it outside, and that people abroad will come to Israel and Tel Aviv. Sounds like a dream.
It sounds like a dream.
Yeah.
I would love to visit Israel again, but as you said, not really possible.
Right.
Shachar, I am sorry to be the white rabbit that tells that we are running out of time. And I really want to tell that there are great comments for you, Sabrina. Ayala Shai said about what we talked about, perfection, that perfection is reserved for the actual cow. And Vered said, thank you so much. Lovely explanation. So yeah, and I also enjoyed it very much. Thank you.
Thank you so much. It's nice to hear. Okay, so we are wrapping this up then. Okay. Yeah. So thank you so much, Yali, Shachar, and everyone for being here, for joining me today. So I didn't have to sketch alone, even at this late hour. I hope these techniques were somewhat helpful. Maybe it was, you had a little fun drawing.
Yeah.
Thanks so much for joining. And I'm happy to answer questions. You can stay in touch with me on Instagram or get in touch. Yeah, and I'd be happy if you show up there, or I don't know, write me a message. Would be really nice. Thank you all. Thank you, Shachar.
The Instagram of Sabrina is beautiful. I really recommend you to follow it.
Thank you.
It's and you should join the group of the Mekashkesh morning doodle, the Yali weekly group. I will send you the link.
All right.
So you can join, and I guess Yali will post some drawings and people that came today, so you can chat with them in this group.
So
and
nice.
I hope that you will put out the video tutorial and the course, the online course you want to do.
Oh, yeah. I want to do the online course. I don't know when I'm going to be finished. Hopefully sometime soon.
Yeah, so good luck with that.
Thank you so much.
So thank you for everyone who came, and for Yali and Yael and everyone that came, and in this 48 hours crazy time we had in the festival, and it was really exciting and crazy, I guess. One of the craziest things I did in my life. So thank you for everyone that's here, that is part of this thing called Mekashkesh. And thank you, Sabrina, who visited us, and the people around us here. So till next time, have a great night, good night, and yeah.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you. Good night. It was a pleasure. Bye-bye.
Good night, everybody.
Bye-bye.
See you on קשקושי בוקר, יום שלישי.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye bye.